Hello, my name is LiamBradley, and I will be talking about my experiences in Civic Mirror.
Liam, what were your strengths and weaknesses while playing the game?
My strengths. I started off in the game with slightly more money than the average person. This was after the auction, of course, and I made some pretty good deals fast, like with healthcare units and food. I also made some pretty good deals. Like, for example, when I was buying my power units, I got it for a lower price than the average person because I made a deal with the person who owned the power company. So, in exchange for a lower price, I would let him live in my home. Some of my weaknesses while playing the game, sorry, were sometimes I wasn't able to get the right amount of things that I needed because of a shortage of units. Like one time I wanted 2 healthcare units, but I was well able to afford them, but they couldn't distribute 2 to me because they needed to give it to the other people. Sometimes I also didn't get some of the units that I wanted, like an insurance unit or like protection, because I ran out of time to start new trades because I was busy waiting for other trades, which is also another one of my weaknesses because I wasn't able to plan very well, and I kind of sat around waiting for like other trades to happen sometimes, trades that I started.
What elements of Civic Mirror did you find to be an accurate representation of real life?
Um, well, some of the elements that were just like in real life were you had a family that you needed to provide for, and you also needed to buy like essentials for them so you were able to support your family and even support yourself, like food and shelter and insurance. You also have to choose how you spend your money wisely. Like, don't buy things that you don't need. Only focus on the essential parts. And also in Civic Mirror, another factor that was similar to real life is there is a government, like a governing society, that makes all the rules and justifies bills and things like that. And just like in Canada, the governing party were the Liberals. Just like in Canada, the governmental system in Kokistan has free democratic elections, a judicial system, and similar rules still apply. Also similar to Canada, Kokistan has a leader and representatives of the citizens in Kokistan, which are also called prime ministers and members of parliament.
Which elements of Civic Mirror do you find don't represent real life?
Well, in real life, you don't have seasons that are dedicated to specific and different things like creating bills and having town hall meetings and open markets where you can sell your houses or trade units and stuff like that. Nobody in real life is given a hidden agenda towards a particular party. You choose who you want to support and vote for in real life, and nobody gives you an agenda. You have your own. Another thing is there are no such thing as hexes for wilderness or environmental places that you can buy. You can't own a river or a lake or something like that. Also, there are no forms of transportation in the game. You're not in any specific area. Something that I find quite weird actually is the insurance in the game. It almost protects you from anything bad happening to you. In real life, you have to buy specific insurances like a car insurance or like a life insurance to protect you from such things. But the insurance that you buy just protects you from a whole bunch of things, which is absurd.
So what did you really begin to understand about law, government, and or society?
I learned that the reigning political party works closer with the other political parties than I had thought they did. For instance, they will consider a bill submitted by another party. Another thing I learned is that you can sue people for many different things that I didn't consider before, such as suing someone for not serving you. I hadn't even considered this was a form of discrimination before I was playing the game. I know I said before that there's no such thing as hidden agendas in real life, but that's not true. Because we all have our own hidden agendas. The only difference is we're not given them, and they're not always towards a political party. And sometimes these hidden agendas, they cause us to behave in certain ways. These hidden agendas can influence our beliefs or decision making on our political views as well. I also learned that sometimes people will betray others to get what they want, even if that means ignoring family members or friends. However, most people seem to care about doing what is right and taking care of others for the common good. But perhaps what I learned the most from Civic Mirror is that life can be totally random. For instance, you get wild cards in the game, and it's like life when something happens that you can't plan for. That's what makes insurance so important in the game.
Was there anything about this experience that you found frustrating, disappointing, or upsetting? And if so, why?
Something that I felt was frustrating at times were trading with other people, because people would take a long time to respond to your requests sometimes, and sometimes you really couldn't rely on them to make a trade. It was upsetting in the game when my grandmother died, even though I tried my hardest to take care of her. I got a bad wild card, which eventually ended up killing her, and it's I guess it's like real life when stuff happens that you just can't control, and it still haunts me to this day. It was also frustrating when I couldn't get some of the things that I needed, like insurance, to protect me from some wild cards.
How has this experience prepared you for reality? I mean, what did you learn that you could apply to your future?
Well, I learned how to work and help with a political campaign, and what I could contribute to that. Like, for instance, I consider myself to be fairly creative, and so I helped make some of the posters for my Liberal Party members. I realized the importance of having insurance and healthcare benefits in real life to protect you from the unexpected, and if you or a loved one gets sick. I learned the importance of having a social safety net in society, like, for example, welfare, unemployment insurance, and stuff like that, to help you when they need it. The most important thing that I learned in Civics Mirrors is that you should earn a decent income to help afford the things in life that you need in order to support yourself and your family. And also if you just want to buy the things that you want as well. This has been my conclusion on my experience in Civic Mirrors. I hope you enjoyed.